Ever wondered how to do a thematic analysis? It's a qualitative research method that can reveal some fascinating insights. Let's break it down. Thematic analysis at its core is a method used to identify, analyze, and report patterns or themes within data. It's a technique that organizes and describes your dataset in rich detail, enabling you to reflect on the underlying ideas and meanings. But why is it important in research? Well, it's because thematic analysis allows us to go beyond the surface level. It's not just about what the data says, it's about what the data means. By identifying themes or patterns, we can start to understand the why behind the what. And this is where the beauty of thematic analysis truly shines. It's not limited to a particular field or discipline. Whether you're delving into the human psyche in psychology, studying societal structures in sociology, or understanding consumer behavior in marketing, thematic analysis serves as a bridge, connecting raw data to meaningful insights. Think about it. In psychology, you could use thematic analysis to explore the common threads in interviews with patients, helping to shed light on their experiences or perceptions. In sociology, it could help unravel the social issues reflected in public discourse. And in marketing, imagine using it to glean insights from customer reviews or social media comments, helping you to understand your audience better and tweak your strategies accordingly. But it's not just about academia or business. Thematic analysis can be applied to everyday life too. Ever tried to make sense of a complex situation, or wanted to understand the main ideas in a book or movie? Thematic analysis can help you there as well. So, whether you're a student trying to make sense of your research data, a professional seeking to understand your market better, or simply someone curious about the world around you, thematic analysis offers a structured way to dig deeper, to understand better, and to gain insights that otherwise might remain hidden. So, you see, thematic analysis is a powerful tool that can help you dig deep into your data. Now that you understand the importance of thematic analysis, it's time to prepare your data. To kick things off, a clear understanding of your data is paramount. You're not merely glancing over the surface, but diving deep into the undercurrent of the information you have. Next, organizing your data for analysis is of utmost importance. Think of it as tidying up your work desk. It's easier to work when everything's in its rightful place. You might want to group similar data together or categorize them based on specific criteria. It's all about creating a conducive environment for your analysis. Lastly, you'll want to familiarize yourself with your data. It's like getting to know a new friend. Spend time with your data, understand its nuances, its strengths, and its limitations. The more time you spend, the better you'll understand it. Remember, a good understanding of your data is the foundation of an effective thematic analysis. Once your data is organized, the next step is to generate initial codes. Let's dive into what coding actually means in the context of thematic analysis. In essence, coding is the process of marking sections of your data that seem interesting or significant. Think of it like highlighting key points in a textbook or putting sticky notes on important pages. But instead of a textbook, you're working with your collected data. And instead of physical sticky notes, you're creating digital or mental markers known as codes. Now, how does coding aid in thematic analysis? Well, codes serve as the building blocks of your analysis. They help you break down your data into manageable chunks, each representing a specific idea or observation. These chunks are then grouped together to form themes, like pieces of a puzzle fitting together to reveal the bigger picture. So how do we generate these initial codes? It all starts with a careful and thorough examination of your data. You need to read and reread your data, immersing yourself in the details and nuances. As you go through this iterative process, you'll begin to notice patterns, repetitions, similarities, or differences. Each of these observations is a potential code. The actual process of coding can vary. Some researchers prefer to use software tools designed for qualitative data analysis. Others might prefer traditional methods such as manual annotation or color coding. Regardless of the method you choose, the key is to remain consistent and systematic. Remember, at this stage, your goal is not to interpret the data, but to familiarize yourself with it. You're simply labeling sections of your data that catch your attention. Don't worry if some codes seem irrelevant or if there are too many. It's better to have more codes at the start. You can always refine them later. Finally, it's important to keep a record of your codes. This codebook will serve as your reference guide, helping you remember what each code means and ensuring that you apply them consistently throughout your data. These codes will guide you in identifying patterns in your data, And as we progress, you'll see how these initial codes will pave the way for our next step: searching for themes. With your codes in hand, it's time to search for themes. Now that we've generated our initial codes, let's dig a bit deeper. Think of codes as the building blocks. We've identified these blocks, and now we need to start building. This is where we start searching for themes. So what exactly is a theme? In the context of thematic analysis, a theme captures something important about the data in relation to the research question and represents some level of patterned response or meaning within the dataset. To identify themes, you need to sort and sift through your codes, analyzing them for patterns, relationships, and structures. It's like looking at a pile of puzzle pieces and starting to group them based on similar colors or patterns. You start by collating codes into potential themes. This involves gathering all data relevant to each potential theme. You're grouping together these codes and data extracts and considering how they form an overarching theme. For instance, suppose you're analyzing interviews about people's experiences with public transportation. You might have codes like convenience, affordability, and accessibility. Seeing these codes together could lead you to a potential theme like benefits of public transportation. But remember, this process isn't a linear one. It's iterative, meaning you'll likely go back and forth, move codes around, and even come up with new codes as you delve deeper into your data. You might find that some codes don't fit into a theme, and that's all right. Not all codes will fit neatly into a theme, and some may even form sub-themes. You might also find that what you initially thought was a single theme is, in fact, two separate themes, or vice versa. The aim here is to gradually build a thematic map of your data. It's about making connections, seeing relationships between different codes, and understanding how they come together to form a bigger picture. Remember, this process requires patience and creativity. It's not always straightforward, but with practice, it becomes more intuitive. Finding themes is like solving a puzzle. It's about making connections between your codes. So, grab your codes and let's start piecing together this puzzle. Once you've identified potential themes, it's time to review and define them. So, let's dive right into it. Reviewing your themes is a crucial step to ensure that they accurately represent your data. It's like trying on a pair of shoes before you buy them. You wouldn't want to walk out with a pair that doesn't fit, right? Similarly, you don't want to go forward with themes that don't fit your data. Now, this review process involves two levels. First, you review at the level of coded data extracts. Here, you check whether your themes work in relation to the coded extracts. Consider this a compatibility test. Your themes and coded extracts should be in sync, like two dancers moving to the same rhythm. The second level is the entire data set. You're looking to see if your themes accurately reflect the overall data. If they don't, it's like a puzzle piece that doesn't fit. It's time to reevaluate and adjust. Once you're satisfied with your review, it's time to define and refine your themes. This is where you give your themes that final polish. You're trying to identify the essence of what each theme is about. What is its core idea? What is its scope? Defining your themes also involves determining how they fit into the larger picture. How do they relate to your research question and to each other? This is like placing the stars in the sky, each in its rightful place to form constellations. Refining your themes, on the other hand, is about fine-tuning. It's about making sure your themes are distinct, with no unnecessary overlap. It's like tuning a guitar. Each string, or in this case, theme, should play its own unique note. This process of reviewing, defining, and refining will ensure you have robust and meaningful themes. It's a meticulous process, but one that's absolutely necessary for a successful thematic analysis. Remember, your themes are the key findings of your analysis. Now that you have your themes, it's time to write your thematic analysis report. This is your opportunity to weave together the threads of your research, to tell the story of your findings. It's crucial to present your results accurately, to maintain the integrity of your work. So, how do you go about it? Start with an introduction that presents your research question and provides an overview of your themes. Follow this with a detailed discussion of each theme, supporting your points with direct quotes from your data. Make sure your report is clear and concise, avoiding jargon where possible. Remember, the goal is to communicate your findings, not to confuse your reader. Conclude by summarizing the main points and discussing the implications of your research. This is your chance to show the significance of your work and its contribution to the wider field. And there you have it. You now know how to do a thematic analysis from start to finish.